Welcome to this interview with Julia Hancock, who teaches Biodanza in Brighton. Julia, your classes usually start with a very friendly, fun, energetic dance section. Could you talk us through a typical class as a newcomer might experience it?
We want to begin the class in a friendly, vital way, and it's for social reasons and physiological reasons. So socially it's fairly obvious, we want to have fun at the start as an initiation. Physiologically we want to really get the blood going, get the body into movement so we can start to let go a bit, get the nervous system moving. And it's, as you said, later in the class that we start to relax more, and that's when the parasympathetic nervous system comes into play, meaning that our heart rate slows down, our breathing becomes deeper, we become more in the felt sense of awareness, whereas at the beginning of the class we're more in conscious awareness. And it's from this deeper place that we can start to expand and relax and go into some of the states that we speak about or see in Biodanza, the transcendent states of bliss and relaxation and so on.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today.
How did Biodanza originate, and what are the ideas and philosophy behind its practice?
It originated by a man who developed it, Rolando Toro was his name, from Chile, and he studied many things actually. He was a psychologist, a psychiatrist, he was an anthropologist, and in his clinical practice, as far as I know, he started to observe how groups responded with, for example, music, with connection in a circle, with touch, and he started to see, how do these things affect our humanity? How can we bring more affection into our life? How can we bring more health, more sanity? And it started in that place, and since then it's been developing. Patricia Martello brought it over to England and Europe about 20 years ago, and has also been developing the system through Biodanza Vital Development, and it's through her that I've learned, so I owe a lot to her as an amazing teacher.
What benefits have you observed on the participants of your classes, and any changes in attitude or even personality?
I've noticed a lot of benefits actually, and changes, I'd say gradually over time, when people have been using Biodanza as a kind of practice. So one of the main ones I notice is a relaxation into life, and you can see this through the face relaxing more, you can see this in body gestures and the way that people are moving and dancing. The arms relax more, the hands can relax, for example. But Biodanza also gives this possibility of kind of trying new ways of being. So sometimes people come and they're scared to initiate dancing with another person, for example. You see over time, in this safe place where we practice and we play, that people start to initiate more when previously they didn't, or people that were really fixed on having to dance with a particular person might relax a bit and open to a new experience of dancing with a different person, for example. Obviously there's health aspects. I mean, just dancing and moving the body is a fantastic exercise. And if you combine that with joy, bring in joy and vitality, it's definitely a great all-rounder.
Could you describe how your personal involvement with Biodanza started? What were the circumstances of your involvement?
Well, initially, actually, I just had a dance with a friend at a kind of regular party, and it was just one of those dances where the connection's really strong, and it was a special kind of dance. It felt really enjoyable and in connection, and it happened totally spontaneously. And after that dance, my friend said, "You'd love Biodanza, you have to check out Biodanza." And actually, fortunately, he kept hassling me about that, to go back and to try it. So it took me some while to get around to that. And then when I actually entered Biodanza, I was in quite a strong grieving place. I lost somebody very close to me and was just, experiencing a lot of grief in my life. And Biodanza was a kind of forum where I could be with other people in connection and experience what I perceived as an unconditional love space. And I just needed to cry, really, at that time. I just let the tears roll down, and a little challenging, but that's really what I needed. And I noticed after some time that the tears kind of dried up of their own accord, and what I was seeing was more and more joy coming in, and also more trust with these people I was dancing with. And I guess through all of that quite strong kind of initiation into Biodanza, I just fell in love with it as a system. I've been doing a lot of other personal development work for many years, and I saw this system as very, very useful, and one that resonated with a lot that I consider to be true and useful in my life. Yeah, the term vivencia means to come into present moment awareness and to start to come more into our experience. So this is also the possibility to start to feel more, whatever feeling is there, to come in contact with that. The 5 lines are a major part of the theory which is behind Biodanza, and they describe aspects of our humanness, what it is to be human. I'm not going to list all of them, but for example, one of them is vitality, one of them is creativity. And sometimes one or more of these lines gets blocked as our life moves. Let's say I just don't get enough affection as I'm growing up. The line of affection, affectivity, can get stuck. And through Biodanza, through the repetition of these exercises and dances, we can re-educate ourselves, and we can kind of unblock our stuckness and move into a more positive place. And I can repair myself. I can repair what it is to be an affectionate human being.
Biodanza teachers have their own passions and enthusiasms that they like to bring to the class and develop the people, the participants of the class. What are those aspects you like to work on in your classes?
Well, in terms of the 5 lines of vivencia, I guess for me, quite a strong line in me personally is the transcendent, the line of transcendence. So that's invariably a place I also want to take the group to, particularly. So what I mean by that is the possibility to drop down into a deeper, more relaxed place where we can start to perceive something beyond the personal that takes us into interconnection with each other, but also with life, and ultimately so that we can be in bliss with existence, really, right now while we're alive, because this is the time to do that while we are alive. Yeah, maybe it's too late to think of it later. So yeah, I have a propensity to want to go deep and to take people into these beautiful spaces that will then nourish their life and give a broader perspective, let's say, to the mundane, everyday life. Also going to protect my world. Yeah, so you could say at a very conscious level, Biodanza brings more health, more vitality, and it's fun. At a slightly deeper level, we can say it's bringing connection, community, more joy of life. And let's say at the deepest level, actually it can bring us into profound connection with who we really are, an appreciation, a real appreciation of life, and then we can emanate that in the world and start to live from that place. That's the deepest and kind of most important, in a way, place we can go to with Biodanza. So I hope if you haven't tried it so far, you come and join us and see what your experience is. Thank you.
This is your life, I'm gonna celebrate.